Hello and welcome to your daily oracle reading for Friday, October 30th. Oh my gosh, is it a full moon? It might be a full moon today or tomorrow. I forgot all about that. I'm Linda the Lightworker. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know what's falling around me, but something is. I make these daily videos so we can all really do our best to stay positive and take care of ourselves, especially during this time of COVID. And keeping a healthy mind is really important. So if this is your first time here, thanks for being here. Please like and subscribe to my channel. All right, I'm working with the Muse Tarot deck by Chris Ann. It's really beautiful, and I love it when we're getting cards that we haven't seen before. And here's the first one. This is the Page of Voices. The Page of Voices. So the suit of voices is, it's called Voices instead of the swords, the suit of swords. So this might especially be true for anyone who is of an air sign, which might be Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra. But I love that this person calls the suit Voices because it's really about what happens inside of our head. And do you see in her head, she has like these figures who are dancing or moving or in different positions, while in her pinkness, her femininity of it all, she's quite refined. So this is about something that's happening that's out of balance. It's not quite, your actions and your vibration are not hooked up, right? So what does that mean? Well, you know, we've all done it. When somebody says, how are you doing? I'm fine, right? You don't sound fine. You sound a little angry, or you don't. It's being in alignment with where you are, with what's happening in your head versus what's happening in your body and how you are in the world. Now, sometimes if we're in a traditional sort of working environment, sorry, I keep bumping the table. If you're in a different work environment, you might need to have a pink suit on, right? Like to look buttoned up or to behave a certain way, let's say a job interview or that sort of thing. But what's really happening in your head is something very different. But what I'm hearing for the invitation today is to really notice where your thoughts and your actions or how you move forward in the world match or they don't match, right? They either come into alignment or they don't. So that's the invitation here today, is to be able to really see when they're working together or if they are apart. And here, you know, it looks like she's out dancing in her head, but a straight lace up front. So just make sure you're able to be in alignment to find out or just notice what's happening in your head versus what you put out for the public to see. You know, we don't know. Like if she would let that dancing person out above and below her, maybe she would be happier, or I don't know. Whatever that message means for you. I know somebody's really getting it. But being in alignment with our mindful thoughts and our actions as we move forward is the invitation here. All right, our second card, oh boy, and we're staying in the voices, is the Nine of Voices. So those of you who do know what it is in tarot, the Nine of Swords really is like the nightmare card. Now this beautiful woman looks very angelic and not really troubled by those voices as she sleeps. Where is she sleeping? Is she imagining herself sleeping? Or is this herself sleeping, imagining all these other things? Imagining something a different reality than where she comes from or her experiences. But I'm really being advised by Spirit to talk about the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Voices traditionally is that nightmare. So, how it relates to this is that you might be having some kind of nightmare you're afraid about your health or your money or your home or your job, or you're having nightmares about your reality, and yet you're portraying a very, oh, everything's fine, while you're dancing through scenarios in your head. That's what she's doing, dancing through these scenarios. Thank you, Spirit. I needed that. I was getting tongue-tied. So that's the invitation today, to notice where your thoughts go. Notice if you're having catastrophic thoughts about politically what might happen when so-and-so gets voted out, or someone gets voted in, or the changing of the guards anywhere. There's a lot of, I have to remind you that on the, what do they call it? The zygites, right? On the ethers, there is so much anxiety in this country. And I know there's a lot of anxiety in other countries too, as the numbers are coming in and COVID and blah, blah, blah. So just pay attention if you can. If you can recognize if that's your thought, or a thought that you're picking up from someone else, or that imagination running wild with itself, just to pay attention. Is this a fear? Ask yourself, is it a fear? Is it a current reality? Is that really what's going on? All right, our final tarot card from this beautiful deck is, what's it called? The Hanged Muse, which is the hangman, right? And so we know from the hangman, or this hanging muse, that the invitation is to turn your thoughts and those fears upside down, to look at your situation from a different perspective. And as we look at this beautiful, we see a pyramid power here. We see the all-seeing eye come through. This looks like the symbol on the back of a dollar bill. So I'm definitely going to say this might be about money, some of the nightmares you're having. You just got to turn this around. If it's about your health, think of it from a different perspective. Just take that invitation. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of health and money info today. To look at it from a different perspective. And our final card today is from the Sandra Ann Taylor's Energy Oracle deck. And here we have a woman holding a coin. Now, there's a woman holding a coin. But look at her face. She looks very judgmental. She's got her little black cat with her, which I kind of love, that it's kind of Halloween-y. But the invitation here is to recognize, especially if you're having money or health fears, those are the two big ones that are coming up right now. And sometimes they're often connected. Listen, if you're a part of the United States healthcare plan, you know they're definitely tied together. The more money you have, the better your health is. But here, pay attention to if there is a lesson for you to learn from the fear that might come up from a motherly figure, or a woman who influenced you. This woman with a coin, those riches can mean many different things, especially if you're feeling anxiety. And oftentimes we learn anxiety behaviors from our parents, and there's something called ancestral trauma that lives in the body, that's passed down generation to generation, especially if you live in an immigrant influenced country such as the United States or Australia, where people fled to create new colonies. They bring with them their history of the ancestors that have taught them all these mysterious messages. That's what the kitty's saying. This is a mysterious time. So just pay attention to where your fears are coming from, and do your best to check it out from a different perspective. All right, that's our reading for today. If you're one of my new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. Please take a moment to like or share my videos. I'd love to see our little channel grow, because you know what? We need more positive influences in our life. And when we look at our own stuff, if we take care of all of our stuff that's percolating, then we know we're not acting out, and we'll be more of service to others, to ourselves and others, for sure. All right, my dear. Say nice things to you. You're worth it. All right. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.